Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the entrance of the graduates for 2013 of UBC. Please be seated, ladies and gentlemen. I will let you know when the academic procession has arrived. It has arrived. So we're making you do your exercise today. Could you please all rise for the academic procession?
remain standing. My name is Sarah Morgan Sylvester, and I am honored to be the Chancellor of the University of British Columbia. Please join us in the singing of O Canada, led by our University Marshal, Nancy Hermiston, Director of the Opera and Voice Program at the UBC School of Music. Thank you very much, Nancy. We pause for a moment to give thanks, spiritual and temporal, for the blessings we share in this wonderful world, this great country, this blessed province, this splendid university. And we respectfully acknowledge the traditions and customs of the Okanagan Nation and its people, in whose traditional territories we are gathered today. We give thanks for these proud students, their families, and friends on this momentous occasion. Please be seated. Well, a warm welcome to you all, to our 2013 graduates, to your parents, family, and friends who are joining you here today in this celebration of your achievement. What a wonderful and long-awaited day. Congratulations. Spring is my favorite time of year. Gardens burst into growth, fruit trees blossom, the sun feels great. It finally stops raining. No longer vitamin D deprived, we seem to smile a bit more and have a bounce in our step. Newly energized, we clean house and plant seeds. Spring is a time of growth and rejuvenation, and like this graduation ceremony, it's also a celebration of transition. Any transition, while exciting, is a challenge. Adjusting from student to full-time employment, from undergraduate to graduate studies, from what you are now to what you will be in the future. Facing any change of magnitude takes a degree of courage. I'm a gardener, so I see spring up close. It's not always pretty. I cut tent caterpillar nests out of fruit trees, clip off rose leaves infected with black spot, and use the garden hose to rinse away aphids. Spring can be frustrating. I can't grow beets for the life of me, and I am endlessly weeding. Spring brings unexpected results, like my clematis, carefully positioned to climb up, hide a downspout, and run along the top of my garage. I planted that clematis 3 times, and finally this spring, success. Not as expected with clematis number 3, but with the first plant, long ago forgotten and written off as a failure. Spring and setbacks go hand in hand. But then I'm not sure you can have growth and rejuvenation without the odd setback. The 100-Foot Journey, a novel by Richard Moraes, is about transition. Hassan Haji, a Muslim born in Mumbai, is raised in a culinary family. His grandfather has a tiffin lunch delivery service and then later a modest restaurant. They live in transition on the edges of a slum. As Hassan says, we were not of the shanty town or of the upper classes of Malabar Hill, but instead lived on the exposed fault line between these two worlds. Living on an exposed fault line does not sound comfortable. But many of us do exactly that as we struggle to reconcile our home life and our work world, our cultural roots, and the culture of the place where we live today, our family's expectations, and our own hopes and dreams. I once believed that transition consisted of a concrete series of events with a clear start and a definite ending, like going to university and successfully graduating. But now I think life is an overlapping series of transitions, and it's not always comfortable. Looking back, perhaps one of the greatest benefits of attaining my UBC degree was that the process made me decidedly uncomfortable. I was challenged with living on my own, with making new friends, and understanding new concepts. There was certainly frustration and the odd setback, but like spring, it was a period of great personal growth. I hope we've made you a bit uncomfortable too, and with that, given you the tools to not just cope, but thrive with transition. In the 100-Foot Journey, Hassan's mother understands the importance of new experiences and exposes him to different cultures through food. They dine at a French restaurant together, and in Hassan's words, the strangeness of the place overwhelmed me. I didn't know where to begin with this stiff menu. Such exotic sounding dishes like bouillabaisse and coq au vin, and I looked panic-stricken at my mother. But Mummy smiled kindly and said, "Never be afraid of trying something new, Hassan. Very important. It is the spice of life." A university is like a smorgasbord of new things. And while sometimes it may feel as though you've been drinking out of a fire hose, your next new experience is just around the corner. As you graduate, your challenge is to keep finding ways to have those new experiences. Experiences that make you feel just a bit uncomfortable. Now, I'm not suggesting that you be one of the 35 and counting Canadians signed up for the Mars One project, but it is important to keep your world large, to seek and embrace change. Those changes don't need to take you to new planets. Sometimes the most challenging transitions are those closest at hand. For example, the title, The 100-Foot Journey, refers to the distance between the only two restaurants in a small French village. The Haji's larger-than-life, boisterous East Indian restaurant and a traditional 2 Michelin star French restaurant and country inn. The journey may only be 100 feet, but it is the most uncomfortable and difficult part of Hassan's transition from cook to truly great chef. When I was first asked to be UBC's volunteer chancellor, the thought made me a little uncomfortable too. After all, I'm not an academic. My background is in business. But I try to do something that scares me on a regular basis. And you know what? I found that this group isn't really that scary after all. The rewards and my own personal growth have been immense. And one of the greatest rewards is the opportunity to confer degrees on all of today's graduating students. So let me end my comments by offering you my warmest and most sincere congratulations on your achievement. Change is a challenge. Just ask astronaut Chris Hadfield, now transitioning back to Earth's gravity. Even so, I do hope you will seek out the exposed fault line and experience the growth of your own personal spring. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Stephen Toop, and I have the honor to serve as President and Vice Chancellor of the University of British Columbia. Madam Chancellor, Member of Parliament, Mr. Cannon, distinguished colleagues, honored guests, members of the UBC graduating class of 2013. You are graduating into a complicated and perplexing world. Of course, most generations probably think that their time is particularly tough. So perhaps we should all just get a grip. You could be completing your studies at Cambridge in 1348, facing the Black Death, graduating in 15th century Salamanca, subjected to the Spanish Inquisition, 1835 from Trinity College, Dublin, with the prospect of starvation from the potato famine all around you, or in 1943, most anywhere in the world, full of war and fear. Our own problems are real, serious, but perhaps less daunting. And yet it's true that our world is complicated and perplexing. But have courage. You are among the most privileged of all people on our planet because you have the gift of a university education. Not free, but a gift nonetheless. A gift still denied to the vast majority of young people on our planet. Here's what Albert Einstein had to say about studying. Teaching should be such that what is offered is perceived as a valuable gift and not as hard duty. Never regard study as duty, but as the enviable opportunity to learn to know the liberating influence of beauty in the realm of the spirit for your own personal joy and to the profit of the community to which your later work belongs. In this brief quote, Einstein ties together four important ideas. First, that teaching and learning are gifts to the individual student. Second, that they're enviable opportunities, enviable precisely because they're not afforded to all. Third, teaching and learning are liberating because they're beautiful in and of themselves. And fourth, they also help the wider community because of what the student has to offer as a result of his or her studies. I want to focus briefly on that fourth point, that an education is a gift not only to the individual student, but to the entire community. Now, in the most obvious sense, that gift is an offering of what we could call skills. An educated person, whether a journalist, a doctor, a plumber, a chemist, a teacher, hairdresser, engineer, has a set of skills that can be deployed to create economic value. Governments all around the world are fixated with this limited notion of education as a means to generate skills to fuel the economy. Now, in times of profound economic change like our own, governments are also rightly concerned to ensure that the skills that people are learning match jobs that will be available. But the risk for society and for governments is that they'll keep their sights too low, looking at what's immediately in front of them and failing to see the even greater economic and social change just over the horizon. But if we raise our eyes only a little, we see that skills are more than simply content knowledge, more than the technical ability to perform a given function, like removing an appendix or adding up a column of numbers or fitting a pipe. The skills that we need in our fast-changing society include the ability to work together effectively in teams, to sift, analyze, and evaluate the plethora of information with which we're bombarded minute by minute, to draw creative connections amongst seemingly disparate phenomena. And I could go on. The gift of education to the community, in Einstein's terms, is not merely technical knowledge. It's critical capacity, creativity, and empathetic judgment, the bread and butter of a university education. Let me conclude my argument by taking it one step further. I fear that one of the main reasons that many governments today short-sightedly conflate education and the acquisition of technical skills is that they've lost sight of who we, the people, are. I don't know whether or not you've noticed, but more and more often, governments refer to the people they serve as taxpayers. All well and good, but we are much more than that. We are citizens. The great Judge Louis Brandeis of the U.S. Supreme Court once described citizenship as the most important office. He was right. Without engaged, active citizens, no form of governance can be healthy. And engaged, active citizenship is promoted by a good education. Now, I'm not saying that you cannot be a good citizen without an education. There are millions of examples to the contrary. But the first aim of education is, I believe, to help us become better citizens, not just of countries, but of the world. And that's why we so often talk of leadership amongst our students, why education is so much more than the acquisition of technical knowledge. Taxpayers are essentially passive, doing their legal duty by completing their forms and writing their checks. But citizens voice opinions and organize their societies. They take action in the face of inequality and injustice. And educated citizens deploy their critical capacity, creativity, and empathetic judgment to become leaders of citizens. That is your potential, and one that I wish our governments would more firmly embrace. As I finish, consider this encouraging idea from the great cultural anthropologist, Margaret Mead. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. If you think there are things out there in the world that need changing, go out and try to make it happen. Be engaged citizens. That's what our education is all about. Good luck to each and every one of you, and congratulations. I'm delighted to call upon Professor Deborah Buzzard, Deputy Vice Chancellor and Principal of the Okanagan campus, to make her remarks and to introduce the other speakers. Professor Buzzard.
Thank you, President Toop, and welcome everyone to the beautiful Okanagan campus of UBC, and to our graduates of 2013 who are truly amongst the pioneers who have built this campus. I say congratulations. You have made this campus a very special place during your time here, and you have lived through quite a lot of the building, and I want to thank you for your patience with all of the construction and the moves that have gone on around you whilst you've studied. What an experience you've had over the past 4 years, perhaps even longer on this campus as it's grown and changed. When you began here, you were encouraged to make this university your own. Many times during your years of study here, you've heard or read the UBC motto, Tuum Est. It's behind me here. It translates as, it is yours, or it's up to you. And now that you're graduating, this phrase takes on new meaning. The future, in fact, is up to you. We live in a world of rapid transformation as technological changes compel us to do things differently, to live in a more connected fashion than at any time in the past. Much of this is good. We're coming to our senses with regard to the environment. Social injustice is harder to hide and harder to hide from. And advances in healthcare hold the promise of improving billions of lives. But so much remains that we can and must change. International strife, famine, and too many gross injustices continue to undermine the civil and sustainable world we all seek. And this is where you shall shine, where your impact will be felt. In business, in education, the sciences, arts, politics, and health. Your education here and your UBC experiences have equipped you to change the world, to change your communities, and to contribute in so many meaningful ways. Simply put, my generation, we, look to you to make this world a better place. We know you know more than we do, and that you have the capacity for bold and great contributions. I speak for our entire campus community in saying that we are immensely proud to have been a part of your preparation for the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. We have given you our best. You've benefited from wonderful professors and opportunities to learn and grow far beyond the classroom, in the community, and internationally. And we have grown and learned with you. So it's natural that we have tremendous hope for our future, because we know that our shared future is very much in your capable hands. To quote Nelson Mandela, South African leader, a man who completed his university studies while in prison, education is the most powerful weapon that you can use to change the world. I close with my sincere congratulations on the achievements that have brought you to this point of your lives. Our university aspires to change the world. and you, the alumni, make real our ambitions. It is over to you now. Tuum est. Think and act boldly. Innovate. Contribute. You can, you must, you will make the world a better place. We wish you the greatest of success on the exciting new journeys that you all begin today. Thank you. I am pleased at this time to call upon Ms. Wendy Wright, a member of the graduating class, to make remarks and introduce the gifts to the university.
Madam Chancellor, honored guests, and fellow graduates, I am privileged to stand before you today to give a speech on behalf of the 2013 Faculty of Health and Social Development graduating class. Although our journeys to this day may have begun differently, we have done one thing in common, that which we value, a word that I will repeat many times today. Before returning to university 4 years ago, I was running a successful personal training business while managing 2 busy gyms, serving as a community volunteer, and also raising 2 young children. I was doing something good, something that I enjoyed, and something that I was doing well at, but I wanted to achieve more. At that point in my life, I heard the phrase, "You will know what you value when you know what you want." What I was doing did not completely align with my values, and I was not pursuing my own understanding of excellence, nor what I wanted in life. Recognizing this lack of alignment led me to return to university 20 years ago, 20 years after finishing high school. Sorry, it was only 4 years ago, I promise. Unlike me, many of today's graduates had the foresight to identify their values early on, as well as to see how they wanted to apply those values to their life goals. And it is at this point, 4 years ago, that all of our stories converged as we began our journey towards that which we valued: higher education and the pursuit of excellence. We valued both education and excellence so much so that we were willing to dedicate 4 or possibly more years of our lives to achieving it. However, we graduates are not the only people here today who value education and who have made sacrifices for it. We acknowledge and thank each one of you here in the auditorium today because you played a role in helping us to reach our goals and to achieve our degrees. Thank you to the professors, all you professors. Thank you very much. You shared not only your knowledge and your disciplinary expertise, but you also shared your wisdom and experience about staying on top of tasks and about getting our work done. And thank you to the parents. You supported your children emotionally and financially. And thank you to the many significant others. You did the shopping, cleaned the house, created time and space for your partners to study. And thank you to the children. You cheered your parent on through every tough exam season, and you didn't complain about eating leftovers for the 4th time that week. My kids are troopers. Thank you to all the family and the friends. You supported us along the way. I'm sure there were times when each one of us turned to one of you for a shoulder to cry in, or for an ear to vent to, or for someone to simply say the words, "You got this." Perhaps at the time that we committed to entering our respective programs, we did not fully understand the sacrifice that we would have to make in order to complete our degrees. Some might say that we acted naively at the time, perhaps not entirely expecting the never-ending stress during exam seasons, the good times we would miss with family and friends because of school, the part-time jobs we would have to take during our studies because we needed to pay the bills, or the number of all-nighters that we would have to pull in order to finish those papers. We may not have anticipated all that these years entailed, but in the end, we did not just survive our undergraduate years, we thrived. And we did this by holding true to our second value, the pursuit of excellence. It is this value that we will carry forward into the next leg of our journey. Some may go on from here to a professional health degree, such as nursing, social work, physio, occupational, or speech therapy. Others may work as kinesiologists, exercise physiologists, or personal trainers. Others may continue on in research and do a master's or a doctoral degree. But in whatever area we choose, fellow graduates, we must apply the excellence as well as the education that we have achieved here at UBCO. Today we celebrate our accomplishments, and tonight we reward ourselves. But tomorrow, in the words that our faculty ascribes to, we must team up for health and give back to the community. We owe it to all those who have supported us and sacrificed for us to be here today. We owe it to ourselves to honor all that we have worked for up until now, and we owe it to the communities that we are here to serve. The class of 2013 has placed a commemorative stone tablet in the main courtyard walkway. Year after year, new tablets will be placed as a lasting tribute to each and every proud alumnus who once worked and played here. We are proud to leave this legacy gift at and for the UBCO campus, and we are similarly proud to begin the legacy of our life's work for which this university has so ably prepared us. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. Will the candidates for degrees please rise? That's you. Yeah. Madam Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting the candidates for degrees who have successfully completed their studies and fulfilled the conditions that the university has set for them. The Okanagan Senate of this university recommends them to you for the degrees that will be announced by a representative of the faculties. As each degree is officially conferred, the Dean of the faculty, and in the case of graduate students, the Dean of the College of Graduate Studies will congratulate the student. Marit Main and Gail Berry, members of the alumni community, will present each student with an alumni gift. The candidates will please be seated.
Madam Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Evelyn Constance Cornelissen. Dr. Cornelisson's work examined the implementation of a priority setting tool to support healthcare managers with resource allocation decisions. This work directly supported interior health decision makers and contributed new knowledge about how to facilitate structured and evidence-informed priority setting. Dr. Cornelissen. Caitlin Patricia Rowland. Dr. Rowland examined how sex differences within neuromuscular system influence the physical function of persons with Parkinson's disease. Her research highlights females with Parkinson's disease as more vulnerable to frailty, a result of greater muscle fatigue and weakness. Female-specific intervention strategies aimed at preserving functional independence and quality of life are warranted. Dr. Rowland. Madam Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree of Master of Science. Graham Colwyn. Sharon Louise Melanson. Karen Elizabeth La Rochelle. Angela Michelle Romaine. Julia Patricia Folston. Elena Gardner Hawken. Janelle Laurie Kildau. Michaela Karen Nagy. Kira Grace Robertson. Christina Margaret Whalen. Melissa Wood. Madam Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Health Studies. Kylie Lane Prokopets. Madam Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the graduates for the degree of Bachelor of Human Kinetics. Terry Bannon. Alexandra Basso. John Bhakti. Kirby Don Burke. Holly Bursey. Megan Danwell Butterworth. Jacqueline Lily Carmody. Douglas Clifton. Adam Scott Cochran. Amy Cochran. Kevin Correa Custodio. Tommaso Dovidio. Jordan Davidoff. Kristen Dirks. Sarah Marie Dosch. Christine Edwards. Lynn Eileen. Sabrina Marta Gasparik. Kayleen Goldsboro. Sonam Graywell. Janelle Cynthia Grimm. Megan Harper. Jillian Hinton. Ryan Hoyland. Roslyn Huber. Robert Hutton. Madison Kaneda. Ashley Keith. There you go. Cody Patrick Kenny. Erin Nicole Kirby. Lucas Kerbla. Andrea Kuba. Kaylee LaRock. Gabriel Lawback. Sang Yoon Lee. Pascal Denise Lee. Dorian Ma. Kayla Francis Martin. Rhea Carey Ann McKay. Madison Ann Morrison. Aliyah Munif. Amanda Kearsley Murray. Chelsea Nicole Murdoch. Cindy Nakazawa. Andrea Lynn Nopers. Kira O'Brien. Hendrik Olberholzer. Stephen Oishi. Christine Olagundoye. Brienne Joy Pearson. Simon Pelland. Anna Penn. Tom Pleshay. Brian Presnell. Nicholas Race. Loren Ray. Eric Kieran Redfern. Russell Gordon Redding. Jason Francis Remedios. Nicholas John Riccardi. Zachary Robbins. Ernesto Antonio Rosario. Ellen Rosenfeld. Jonathan Roy. Caitlin Schmidt. Madam Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting the head of the graduating class, Carrie Lynn Simpson. Carrie Jean Snaychuk. Morgan Stanton. Dana Taylor. Caitlin Lisa Trainer. Rachel Unger. Andrew Vanderham. Jenny Marie Vermeulen. Jillian Warner. Toby Carolyn Watt. Benjamin White. Kevin Wildfong. Holly Woolman. Wendy Lynn Wright. Donald Daniel Yu. Julia Nicole Arman. Amanda Bradshaw. Jonathan Christian. Stacy Cooper. Alicia Marie Duncan. Stacia May Rose O'Brien. Julian Nathaniel Timmermans.
Madam Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Oh, sorry about that. Jacqueline Alano. Melissa Allegretto. Alicia Aerosmith. Josh Bernard. Stephanie Bate. Loveday Blake. Stacy Brown. Kirsten Burnett. Andrea Kane. Moira Campbell. Paige Carlisle. Sarah Crothers. Kayan Chow. Victor Chung. Caitlin Conkin. Anna Crosland. Jerry Deas. Amanda Dalziel. Janelle Davidson. Triana Delorme. Garrett Dietz. Ashley Dixon. Emily Dubon Iraeta. Carolyn Durand. Amanda Fair. Catherine Fletcher. Ashley Flood. Adam Fulton. Kathleen Gardner. Crystal Grimilowski. Tingya Guitsu. Caitlin Hancock. Megan Harkness. Megan Henderson. And I'd like to announce the University of BC Medal in Nursing head of the graduating class, Nicole Hudson. Courtney Inglis. Lisa Jarvis. Marley Jurgensen. Avneet Kela. Robin Kosagi. Christy Kremek. Jenny Lee Credo. Kristen Kuchma. Bernadette Kulaga. Danielle Labiak. Caitlin Levy. Lindsay Loseth. Chelsea McDonald. Carly Martineau. Ashlyn McCammond. Nicole McComb. Megan McLean. Christine McKay. Chelsea McKee. Shayla Milan. Jacqueline Morin. Jennifer Murray. Sheena Murphy. Christine Mushta. Hannah Ng. Courtney Nielsen. Tori Owen. Alexandra Pauls. Chad Pilon. Taylor Pompano. Sherry Porter. Daniel Ricard. Lisa Roth. Joelle Rosima. Marissa Ruland. Jessica Santos. Bridget Schuttenbelt. Tracy Sellinger. Carissa Siemens. Stephanie Simpson. Nicole Smeckel. Amber Solsky. Megan Staub. Melissa Stassi. Rianne Swanson. Casey Temple. Marley Tetro. Tajare Lore Thiessen. Madeline Tucker. Lisa Vink. Alicia Watt. Lindsay Whittle. Josephine Wilder. Stacy Williams. Eleanor Woodward.
Madam Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Social Work. Grace Marie Alvarez. Lisa Krennick, Bachelor of Social Work. This degree is being awarded posthumously to Lisa Krennick and is being accepted today by her husband, James Krennick, and her daughters, Josie and Meg. Courtney Dennis. Kate Fish. Anissa Selma Gill. Kathleen S. Hogan. Madam Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the recipient of Head of the Graduating Class, Ingeborg Koyman. Kelly Elizabeth Marshall. Linda Menza. Amanda Moyer. Vanessa Rose Nelson. Tiffany Ann Pierce. Brittany Piper. Samantha Preston. Sarah Michelle Richard. Jackie Robertson. Sierra Rogers. Stephanie Vogt. Amanda Zimmer Goldberg. Nicola King. Lee Marianne Saunders. Elizabeth Andre Vondet. Simone Kristen Allard. Jenny Nicole Baumeister. Mackenzie Cameron. Tanya Ciccone. Lana Diane Corbett. Gemma Lauren Greengrass. Alyssa Jean Halliday. Janelle Chichestra. Amy Jensen. Sana Mohammed. Andrea Laura Sharp.
So here's the important bit. For those graduates who have just crossed the stage today, and for all of those who were unable to attend today's ceremony, with respect to the appropriate degrees as shown in the program, I hereby admit you. will all the graduates please rise? It has been my great pleasure to meet and congratulate each member of today's graduating class. You've each invested a great deal of determination, focus, and hard work in obtaining your degree. And now, just as you graduate, this would be a perfect time for you to turn around and show your appreciation for the support of your parents, family, and friends by giving them a big round of applause. Having crossed this stage today, you are now members of the Convocation of UBC. You are in good company. Since UBC began granting degrees in 1916, more than 290,000 men and women have crossed a stage like this one to receive their degrees and have gone on to build our communities and shape our society. As alumni, your relationship with UBC is beginning anew. You can maintain your voice in the affairs of UBC through your elected members and Senate, by mentoring today's students, or by participating in UBC's many volunteer opportunities, both here and abroad. And as lifelong learners, you're always welcome to come back and take a course or two. I encourage you to stay involved and be part of the future of this great institution. You have so much to offer UBC, as it still has much to offer you. To M.S.T. Please be seated.
Thank you, Madam Chancellor. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings our ceremony to a close. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and that all of you will be able to stay and join us for refreshments outside in the courtyard immediately after the ceremony. We ask that guests remain in their places until the academic processions have left the building. I thank you all for joining us here today, and I know that you will join me in congratulating one last time the awesome graduates of UBC, the class of 2013. Thank you.